In the vast tapestry of biblical tales, there is one mystery that has captivated the minds of many, the story of Cain and his wife. Today, we embark on a journey to unravel this enigma that has puzzled generations. Join us as we explore the depths of Scripture and delve into the fascinating narrative of Cain's search for a wife in a world seemingly devoid of other humans. The book of Genesis tells us of Cain, the eldest son of Adam and Eve, who committed a grave sin by slaying his own brother, Abel. Banished by God, Cain was condemned to wander the earth, seeking solace and redemption. But a perplexing question arises: where did Cain find his wife? According to ancient scriptures, Cain journeyed to a place known as the land of Nod, east of Eden. It was here that he encountered his wife, leading us to ponder the origins of this mysterious woman. Some propose that God created additional groups of people dispersed across the world, from whom Cain found his wife. Others suggest a more intimate connection, pointing to the possibility that Cain married a close relative, such as a sister or niece. As we explore these theories and search for clues within ancient texts and commentaries, we aim to shed light on this ancient riddle and gain a deeper understanding of the early days of humanity. So, join us as we embark on this quest for knowledge, unraveling the story of Cain and his wife. Prepare to journey back in time, where ancient mysteries are waiting to be unraveled. Don't miss the upcoming episodes where we uncover the truth behind Cain's wife. Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to join us in our exploration of biblical mysteries. Let's unlock the secrets of the past together. The story of Cain and his wife is highly intriguing, especially for those who noticed in Genesis that the Cain dynasty continues. It raises a question that has sparked the curiosity of many: where did Cain find his wife? To unravel this mystery, we must delve into the depths of biblical verses. These verses inform us that after Cain killed his brother Abel, he was banished by God and wandered to the land of Nod, located east of Eden. However, a crucial moment arises when the text states that Cain made love to his wife, who became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch, Genesis 4 verse 17. Since women were not mentioned before Eve, the mystery arises: how could Cain leave the heavenly area and find a wife to marry? This riddle presents two possible explanations for the origin of the woman Cain married. As a result of his father's sin in heaven, the land was cursed. Now, the Son himself is cursed through the land. This marks the beginning of humanity's journey in the world, succumbing to passions and curses. This explains the toil and hardship of the human race outside of heaven. Additionally, there is the punishment of wandering. Genesis 4 verse 12 states that when Cain worked the ground, it would no longer yield its crops for him, and he would be a restless wanderer on the earth. The curse of Cain, the tiller of the land, is not only more severe than that of the earth, but it also originates from it. The very land where he concealed his crime is now the land that delivers his punishment. It withholds his power precisely from those who depended on him. Cain goes into exile, just like his father was exiled from heaven. From now on, he not only lacks a permanent place to live but also peace, as evidenced by his fears. Cain refutes his claims, but God grants him special protection to prevent him from being harmed. The protection of Cain goes beyond the sign that sets him apart from the rest of the world. It also includes the promise to avenge his death if the sign alone is not sufficient. Ironically, after leaving the presence of God, Cain settles in the land of Nod, where he experiences the joys and challenges of family life, continuing the chain of generations, just like his father. But where did he find a woman in a world devoid of humans? In the Bible, the question of who Cain married is not explicitly answered. However, it is believed that Cain married one of his sisters or a close relative, as all the people on earth at that time were directly descended from Adam and Eve. There are two options available to explain where Cain found his wife. The first option suggests that God created additional groups of people and dispersed them across different parts of the world. This implies that the woman Cain married could be a part of one of these distinct groups. However, upon examining the story of Genesis, this idea appears to be impossible. In Genesis chapter 3, Adam refers to his wife Eve and declares her as the mother of all the living, Genesis 3 verse 20. This phrase, mother of all the living, specifically refers to human beings, emphasizing that Adam and Eve were the original human couple from whom all subsequent human beings descended. Therefore, the idea of Cain encountering a separate group of people created by God contradicts Scripture. An alternative explanation suggests that Cain may have married his sister, niece, or great-niece. Two facts help us understand who she was. First, the Bible does not mention the names of all the descendants of Adam, and second, the age at which Cain got married was not provided. At the time when Cain married a woman, there were no other people in the world except for Adam, Eve, Cain, and Abel. However, tragically, Abel was killed. Based on the description of the events between Cain and Abel, it seems that both of them were farmers at the time. The story of Cain and his wife is indeed intriguing, particularly regarding where Cain found his wife. To shed light on this mystery, let's explore the biblical verses. After Cain killed his brother Abel, he was banished by God and wandered to the land of Nod, situated east of Eden. However, a crucial detail emerges when the text mentions that Cain had relations with his wife, who then became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch, Genesis 4 verse 17. Since women were not mentioned prior to Eve, the question arises, where did Cain find a wife in a world seemingly devoid of other humans? There are two plausible explanations to address this question. First, it is possible that Adam and Eve had other children besides Cain and Abel, especially considering Abel's untimely death. This would mean that Cain married one of his sisters, nieces, or great-nieces. It is important to note that the Bible does not provide the names of all the descendants of Adam and Eve, and it does not specify the exact timing of Cain's marriage. Therefore, it is conceivable that Cain's wife could have been a more distant relative, potentially 1 or 2 generations later. Another perspective comes from the Book of Jubilees, a Jewish commentary written between 135 and 105 BC, which is not included in the Bible. According to the Book of Jubilees, Eve gave birth to Cain and, on the 4th day of the 3rd week of the Jubilee, she gave birth to Abel. On the 5th day, she gave birth to her daughter. This account suggests that Cain's wife was Eve's daughter, making her Cain's sister. However, it's important to note that the Book of Jubilees is not considered canonical scripture. In the absence of explicit details in Genesis, speculation arises regarding Cain's relationship with his wife. Nonetheless, it is noteworthy that Cain's wife was unquestionably a descendant of Adam. Since Cain's age is not provided, we cannot determine the exact time of his marriage. It is possible that many years passed, increasing the likelihood that his wife was a more distant relative. During the early days when Adam and Eve's descendants were the only humans on earth, marriage within the family was not prohibited by God. It was only later, as the population grew and the need for such marriages diminished, that God established restrictions against incestuous relationships. This prohibition on marrying close relatives was later emphasized in the laws given to the Israelites after they left Egypt. In conclusion, the question of where Cain found his wife presents an intriguing puzzle. Upon careful examination of the biblical text, it appears that Cain likely married his sister, who was born to Adam and Eve when they traveled to the land of Nod. The absence of a prohibition on such marriages at that time, combined with the genetic conditions of the era, lends credibility to this explanation. Thank you for watching. We hope you have gained insights into the Bible through this discussion. Please consider subscribing and clicking on the notification icon for future updates. Stay tuned for more episodes where we delve into critical issues found in the Bible.